Hey, everybody. Welcome to Marty and Chris Live. We're doing Shine the Light. Today is the 1st of August. You know what this date is? I became supervisor at 24 years old in 1984 in the company I work for. This date. Just remembered it just now. And it doesn't mean anything to anybody watching. So, anyway, just something to say. But we're shining the light today, and today we have a special person to everybody in ONPASSIVE. Definitely special to me and Chris. It's Joyce Hicks. She's amazing. She's always smiling. She supports everybody. And best of all, and this is from a greedy standpoint, her husband is my biggest fan. And I say, look, Melvin, me and Melvin, man, always right on. Anyway, I sound like an old white man. Anyway, I did. I just sound like an old white man.
You are an old white man. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, we're going to get moving. We're going to dedicate this to Joyce because she's amazing. Listen. There's a lot of people on ONPASSIVE, and then there's some people that everyone has something good to say about them. She is one of those people. I have never ever heard anything negative about Joyce Hicks. Never, not even, it was always positive. And she comes onto the screen, you're going to see, you guys know her, with a smile and pleasant. Even when things are bad, Joyce always is pleasant and gives a persona of being happy and positive. So that's a big deal. Anyway, I'm going to turn over to Chris, so he's going to introduce her. Hopefully, nice. Without
Always nice.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Chris.
First of all, good morning, my brother. I love you. I hope you have a blessed day. And to Joyce in the background, you the same. And to everyone out there, Marty's a little off today. Can't hint because in 5 days it's going to be his wife's birthday. Don't forget about that. Dawn DeGarmo, we're going to blow her up. And today's Marty's first day of not drinking coffee. So I bet you in about 2 hours he's going to be screaming at me for something. But today is all about Joyce Parker Hicks. A little bit about Joyce that I know. Number one, I love her because she's from Michigan. That's a great thing. She's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. I already know she's married, Marty, so I'm not going to say, are you single? Her husband is a class act too. He supports Joyce. They support each other. But she does amazing things in her career, which you're going to find out. I believe she's retired now. But in the future, with Obless and some of the things we talked about for the future, for helping people, mental illnesses, she is a master social worker, and among other things. And she's going to be helping out many situations with a few other people in the future of ONPASSIVE and Obless. So on that note, I want to introduce my beautiful sister from my state of Michigan. Go Michigan, Miss Joyce Parker Hicks. You look absolutely gorgeous. And the floor is your Joycey.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Marty and Chris. This is just so awesome. Thank you for having me here today. I just love you guys so much. You have been such a great inspiration in my life. You've played such a major part in this journey that we're on. And I am just so blessed that God brought you guys into my life. For everything, there's a time and there's a season. And I know that this season was meant to be. Thank you again. My name is Joyce Parker Hicks, as Chris said. And I just love people. But I'm going to talk a little bit about me. Sometimes you talk about yourself. It's hard to get, talk about yourself because you love helping other people. But I've been married for 43 years to my awesome husband, Melvin, who is Marty's favorite fan. And so when we met Ash, and when he said that, I just wanted to shrink under the table. But Ash took it with grace, and he was so kind about it. But he loves Marty. Marty was on a webinar one day, and he heard him speaking. Marty said something, and he's like, "Who is that guy? Oh my gosh, I love him." So not only does he love Marty, but I love Marty as well. Like I said, I've been married for 43 years to my wonderful husband. We have three adult children. They are amazing. I have 13 grandchildren and 13 grandchildren and 3 great grandchildren. So I love my family. If you know anything about me, you know that I love family, I love people, and I just love the idea of being with family and being able to share time with them. I come from a family of, you would not believe this, of 14. My parents had 14 children and they're all from the same parents. I am number 12 of 14. And you know what? I would not trade that for a thing. I wouldn't trade my big family for anything. I love my family. I love getting together with family. There's so many of us. Sometimes it's like we have to rent halls to house everyone. So, but we, we always have a good time, and I'm always celebrating birthdays. We're always doing something fun, but it's always a good time with my family, and I love that. I was born in Missouri, and we moved to Michigan in 1970. So I am a Michigander, and I love Michigan. I just want to stop right here and just say something that is so important to me, especially right now at this time and place where we are. So, and I'm going to talk about me a little bit more, but met this gentleman named Fred Langswinger. He introduced me to this company called ONPASSIVE. And fast forward, I met this gentleman, our CEO, named Ash Mufareh. His heart was as big as gold. And I just want to pause and say, I thank you so much, Ash, and your family for everything that you do for us. And I'm passive for what you do for humanity, for people around the world. You are a true, true angel. You are a true Mother Teresa. You are a blessing sent from God, and you have been ordained to do this. On passive, and just want you to know that we stand behind you 1000%. We join and lock arms with you, and I'm just so blessed that God brought this into my life. And Ash has a heart of gold. He has a heart for humanity, and I know that we are changing the world, and we will change the world. So again, thank you, Ash, and thank you, Marty and Chris. So a little bit more about myself. So I graduated high school, and I was 18 years old. Went to visit my brother in Ohio. We were at the mall, and there was a car sitting in front of the mall, and the guy was drunk, didn't know it, but he came down the in the parking lot, and I was hit by a car. And at age 18, but I thought life was invincible. Nothing would ever happen to me because I knew I would live forever. I was young. I could do whatever I wanted to. But I was hit by that car, and I was drugged underneath the car 75 feet. And my brother and my nephew had to chase him down and stop the car. But underneath that car, I could feel myself tumbling, and I could feel so many things going on. But when I stopped, I was laying there and I couldn't move. And these two angels came to me, and I know they were, and they prayed for me. But then when I was there, I asked God, I said, Lord, if you save my life and let me live, my life is yours for the rest of my life. And I gave my life to Christ, and I was in the hospital for about a month, and I had to do rehab for a couple months. I had to stay in Ohio. But you know what? During that time, my life was changed dramatically. During that time, I could not walk. I was in a wheelchair, and I had to learn to walk all over again. I remember going to physical therapy. I'm going to make this story short, and I couldn't walk. Your brain tells your legs to move, but your legs don't move. But I went to physical therapy, and I rehab, and here I am today standing before you. I shouldn't be here, but God saw different. So I said that to say this: my life changed dramatically, and I love people. I love life. So if you see me smiling, if you see me running, and you see me dancing, it's because there was a time that I couldn't do those things, and so my God saved my life, and for from 18 years old, I've dedicated my life to him. Did I make everything right? Did I do everything correct? Heck no, I did not. I made lots of mistakes along the way, and I still continue to learn. But, for that, I am so grateful. And life is just so precious. And that is one of the reasons that I love people. I love helping people. I am a social worker. I started out in early childhood education, then I went for family life education. Then at age 50, I went back to school to get my master's in social work. Wow, who does that? But I did it because I love people, and I wanted to help people in a different way too. And there, I look at people and I see people with mental health issues, and I see people with issues with everyday life sometimes. And so I went back to school, and I got my master's degree, and I went and got licensed in the state of Michigan. So I am a licensed master's social worker in the state of Michigan, and I've been doing that for over 20 years. And I worked in a medical setting before that, and I opened a private practice in 2018, and then I retired, yay! And just last year, so I'm so excited about that. And just kind of moving forward there, I've worked in so many jobs before that, and then I got into the social work, and it was just about helping people. I was a case manager before, and I've seen so many people suffer without, um and it sometimes it breaks my heart, and I just know that there's so much that's needed out there. And one day, I mean, I was into the MLM side of things, and I did that, and I'm in the NFL program. No friends or family left because I've chased people so much all my life, asking them to be a part of this and to be a part of that. And would you join me on this business adventure? And there was this dangling carrot, and I would run after it. I would do anything out there. So anything that's out there, I've probably been in it before. But then one day, I met this gentleman. Well, I knew him from some other business, but this gentleman named Fred Lanswanger, and he's no longer with us. He I saw something on Facebook, and I'm like, "Fred, what are you doing?" He sent me some videos of Jeffrey Morlock and Mike Ellis, and it was just like a no-brainer. I'm like, "Whatever they're talking about, whatever you're doing, I need to be there, Fred." So he sent me this link, and I joined on Passive. But I want to say that on Passive found me. I didn't find on Passive; it found me because it knew that I needed something different in my life. It wasn't an MLM; it was something totally different that I'd never seen before. Something that you know, was like, I needed that, and I've been looking for that. As Marty always says, all my life I've been looking for it, but Ash was so young at that time that he wouldn't have had it out at all. I'm sure that it was in his mind because he's a genius, and it was just brewing in his mind at a young age. But Unpassive found me, and it was like one of the best things that could have happened because it changed my life. It brought so much value to my life, and through Unpassive, I've met so many awesome people. And you look back. I've been in for 4 years, and you look back over 6 years, and it's like, why I'm passive? Because I needed it. I needed this in my life. I needed something different. So something totally different. And when they said that all we had to do was sit back and trust the process, and it'll be done for you. And so many times in other businesses, you have to reach out and to do so many things. I tried online business. Oh my gosh, I could not do it. I lost a lot of money. I made money as well, but you have to get all these different systems together. And I do social work. I don't do computers, and I don't do all that technology. So it's very difficult to do those things. But when you find someone that comes along and that will do it for you, oh my gosh, why wouldn't I stay in on passive? It's like a no-brainer. It's like the thing that I need, and they're gonna set up and do everything, all those systems for me, and I'm gonna be like one-stop shop, and I can push that one button and everything shows up for me. And that's just amazing. That's just not heard of. So with on passive, one day we were on a webinar. So it was during the pandemic and all those things. And we were on these webinars all the time and just meeting so many people. We laughed, we talked, we cried, and we just enjoyed each other. We were educated about so many aspects of not only on passive, but in life. We brought like over 200 countries together, people. And I was thinking about that. I was having a conversation last night with a few people, and Jeffrey and Julie and Dr. Benny, and we were talking, and Pat Parent, and it's like, can you imagine that? You know, 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't know each other, but now we're sitting here at the table, over 200 countries, people from all over the world. And some of the countries and people that we had our mindset that we thought things about certain people, but we didn't know them about different cultures. And here we are learning about cultures and learning about people, and we're just coming together and loving on each other. And we're now a family. That's just so amazing. So during that time, he brought us together. And, I've met so many wonderful people, brothers and sisters, brother Chris and my brothers Marty, and just so many people that I would have never known before. And one day we were on a webinar, and Chris Johnson called me out. I'm like, OMG, he's going to make me speak and talk in front of all these people. But you know what? I was so glad that he did after a while, but and it just helped me to come out of my shell and come out and begin to speak and things. In a million years, I never would have thought I'd be here in this place, sitting here talking to all these people because I was not, I talk to people, but it's on a personal, individual level when I do social work. It's not in a crowd. So social work is a job where if, someone is having suicidal thoughts or they're having depression and anxiety, I talk to them one on one, but I can't go and spread it to the world. So sometimes, you think about that but here we are sitting here now and we'll be able to help the masses. So that's going to be amazing. Um, what I would like to do, what I would like to see from Unpassive and things that will be done with Oh Bless is going to be so amazing. And we're going to be able to empower people, to help people, to give people a chance and a start in life, what Ash has done for us. And then we're on these webinars and Marty's always talking and they're doing all these things. And one thing that Marty and Chris tells us, sometimes we get afraid and we don't want to do things because we're afraid, but they always say that we are all different. And find your niche, find what you love, find your passion. And when you find that, work on that passion and talk about those things. So that's been just so helpful to me. I mean, I've been so blessed and educated by so many people, and I'm passive, and that's just an amazing thing. But I would like to see an empowerment center. And what this empowerment center will do, it would educate people um, in all areas of life, provide them with tools and skills that's needed to be able to be successful in everyday life and living. Sometimes people lack skills and they lack the knowledge of where to go and how to obtain things. So this empowerment center would empower women, children, everyone, basically just teaching them basic needs and skills in life as well. It'll provide a safe space for them, even with like in the mental health part as well too. We'll be able to do so many things with homelessness and um, young women that are pregnant and without means. And so I want to provide this comfortable space for people to empower them. I don't want to reinvent the wheel because it's already been invented, but I would partner with existing agencies. So there's some already great agencies out there that are doing these things, and I would love to empower them and to join hands with them and give them the tools and the means that they need to reach a broader part of our community and to just go out there and be able to do more. I know there's agencies there, they want to do more, but they just don't have the means to do it. And with Unpassive, that's going to give us that part that's missing for so many agencies. I look at people, my daughter is a small business owner, and I look at that sometimes small businesses struggle. So I want to be able to help small businesses that are struggling, help them with startup capital, and also help people with employment skills, teach them how to interview, teach them how to do all those things. So within that empowerment center, all these things would be there. When I worked in the medical field, I was working with seniors and people that didn't have the means to provide their daily needs. So some of the doctors sometimes would say, why aren't they taking their medications? But when you think about someone that's struggling and to make ends meet, and so we would talk to them, and I say, so these people have a choice. They don't have enough for their medications, but they have to decide if they're going to eat, they're going to go to work, or they're going to take their medication. And guess what's going to lack? That medication is going to lack. So not only seniors, but they didn't have the means to do those things. So I would love to see that happen, as to where like people have to make a choice, and the choice is going to be, your health is not going to be the first choice, because if they're not working and they're not able to go to work and put gas in their car, they're not going to be able to keep the housing and they're not going to be able to live. So that's going to be like one of the things that'll be a major part there to help seniors and housing with people that are homeless. And also, just be able to help people with food and medical, meet all those things that they don't have. So empowering women, youth, children, everyone that's out there that needs assistance, and we'll be able to do that with this empowerment center. And there'll be so much more that'll be added onto it as we go along. The mental health side of it, we'll be able to do that as well and help people with mental health, because a lot of times people with mental health or someone's having problems with, anxiety, depression, or whatever it may be, they don't know where to go. And so if we have this center here and we're able to direct them in the right direction, and a lot of people suffer in silence. And so we want to make sure that everyone knows that they're supported. There's help out there. There are people that care. And so that's my heart and my passion is for people. I've always helped people, but ONPASSIVE just lined up with me so much in it and aligned with everything that I believed in. When Ash said he wanted to uplift humanity and uplift people, and to make sure that people that did not have had the means to make ends meet, and had the means to be productive, and the means to be successful in life. So that is like my passion, Marty and Chris. And I am going to turn it back over to you, Chris, because I've talked a lot here. And I could go on and on for days and for, for forever and ever.
You did awesome, Joyce. Joyce, what is this name of the center again? Because that's intriguing. What did you say it's called?
Empowerment Center.
I love that. That's going to be passed on through here straight to you know who.
And Joyce, when you talk about, and this is really sad, I mean, everybody about Oh Bless for me is right outside my door, right?
Yes.
But you have people, here's older people who worked all their life, some of them fought for the country, and they have to debate health, food, or that shouldn't be that way. That, with the amount of wealth in the world, that should not be. It should not be that kids don't have shoes. It should not be that kids have no water. It should not be that people don't have shelter. I believe ONPASSIVE is going to take a chunk out of that. And I think the momentum from that could make a big impact in the world. I agree with you 100%. Some of this stuff should not be going on.
You're so right, Marty. It shouldn't be, because like I said, when I worked at the health center, they had to choose between food, gas, paying their rent, medication, and they couldn't afford it. And they didn't understand why they wouldn't. So we had to go in there and be that advocate and say, this is why they can't do it. If I buy my medicine, then I can't get gas to get to work. Or if I buy my medication, then I can't pay my bills. So, can't feed my family. And it shouldn't be like that, but oh, bless you.
And then you find out that a prescription, for example, where they're charging, so in some cases, let's say $10 a pill, and they find that it takes 15 cents to make it.
Absolutely.
Something's wrong.
Marty,
wrong.
That's so true. When I was going to school, I didn't say this part, when I was going to traveling to Western Michigan University in 2008, Melvin was diagnosed with carcinoid cancer. And so there was a point where I had to make a choice whether to go to school or be home with him. But he told me, absolutely not. You will not stop. You'll not quit school. You'll go on. And so it was a hard decision for me. But he said, no, absolutely not. You're going to go ahead and you're going to finish your degree, and I'm going to be fine. And I knew that because we trusted God. But then he was on a medication, you guys, that cost $10,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-boggling. And I know that medication didn't cost that much to make. $10,000 a month because of, yeah, exactly. But we had insurance, so we were blessed to be able to get that covered. But you think about people that don't have that, and they're going to make that choice. I mean, who has $10,000 a month for medication? So yeah, it's yeah. Oh, bless is going to be able to.
Those people selling it, they're the only ones that can afford to.
Absolutely. Right.
That's that corporate greed, which I won't get into, but yes, something has to be fixed with health insurance. Because I know people, my personal self as well, I can only get half my prescription because I did have to put gas in my car to go to work, or I do have to feed my family.
Yes.
I had to say that. Well, what do you mean you have? Well, I can only afford this much. Well, that's something's got to change. And I think you're going to be one of the people that help change that, Joyce. I see you in the future being a humongous speaker. That conversation alone relates you to tens of millions of people. And
Absolutely.
it's going to be a blessing in disguise. You already know your lane. We call it a lane. Followed it for your life. I did not know about the accident. That's the first time I heard you say that. Sorry you had to go through that, but sometimes God does weird things to get us waking up and praise Him
That's
every
right.
day. So,
Yes.
what a great story, Joyce. I just think sometimes when you meet people, uh, we as human beings, we always actually judge people without even knowing them. And it's sad that we have to do that. It just seems like it's a part of life. But right now, every person I meet, I don't care color, race, gender, I love them all because, man, they're just like me. And that's the way I
Right.
wish the world would feel. But Joyce Parker Hicks, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You did an amazing job. You have the last, Marty, unless you want to say something, Joyce, you have the
Yeah,
last word. Close
you
out.
were amazing. I believe you touched in the future maybe millions of people. I
Oh,
really do. When you spoke, you get that feeling, and the text is going crazy. People love you, and well deserved. Yeah, last thing you want to say goodbye, everybody, and then I'll shut it down.
Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be on the platform. I love you guys. I love the platform. Thank you guys for everything that you do for everyone. And when I say a heart of gold, Chris and Marty, your hearts are as big as Texas, and and you guys always, I know it's like you always are looking out for everyone. You do work and do things tirelessly, and your hearts are just so big, and we really appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you do. We love you guys, and I cannot wait. Even though Chris lives in Michigan, you guys know what? He has not.
I've seen her yet.
He has not come to see me yet.
I had some things happen in my life. You
How,
know,
He did
how
too.
far
So
away are you from Joyce?
2 hours maybe.
You
Hour and a half,
rotten,
2 hours.
you rotten, no good
but you
for
know
I
what?
nothing.
will get
We were
there.
going to meet, and Chris had some things happen in his life, so I give him grace. I have to give him grace, and
If
he
she
had
would,
some
listen, if Joyce would just say, Chris, we're going on the pontoon today. I'm there.
okay. I'm inviting you down when you get back. You're coming down to
I
get on the
saw
podcast.
Joyce on a pontoon
Please
the other
listen.
day in a
If
video.
Joyce ain't on a boat, she's got like 60 birthdays a day. And
I
she's
know. No,
Absolutely.
well, when you have a family like that, there's a birthday
There's
every
a birthday
day.
every day.
Yeah,
Every day's a party. But thank you guys for having me on. I love you all. Thank you everyone for being here, and can't wait to meet everyone, and God bless you guys, and go out and love someone, hug someone, give them a smile. You never know what someone else is going through and
that's
how
right.
you may make their day. So go out and make someone's day beautiful, and blessings and
Absolutely.
favor to everyone. Thank you.
Absolutely.
thanks,
You
Joyce.
guys. Thank
Goodbye, everybody.